let's take a look at our top selections for Hi everybody, Dan Illman here, taking a look at race number 8 on Best of Ohio Friday at Belterra Park. 5 stakes races at Belterra for the Ohio breds, each of them worth $100,000, and there is a 50-cent all-stakes pick 5 comprising races 4 through 8. Now let's take a look at the field for race number 8. This is the Best of Ohio Diana for fillies and mares going 3/4 of a mile, and it features last year's champion Ohio bred horse of the year, the number 1 Esplanade. And as we took a look at the Timeform US pace projector, we see Esplanade's best game is when she goes to the front. She has a lot of early speed, and if she is able to get to the lead and back down these fractions, considering her form, she's going to be very, very tough. But the 3 Valley of Moara, also trained by Tim Ham, has speed, and perhaps the one that Esplanade has to fear the most from a pace perspective is the 11, Love You Goodbye. That mare is very fast out of the gate, and she likes Belterra Park. It is arguably her favorite surface. Esplanade finished second in the Grade 1 Spinaway last year. That was her only loss as a 2-year-old, and she ran into Vequist that day. Of course, Vequist would eventually win the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies and would be awarded Champion 2-year-old filly honors in North America. Now, it was surprising that Esplanade was defeated in her first 2 starts at 3, making some think that maybe she was just an early precocious 2-year-old that didn't go on with it. Well, her last start puts that theory perhaps to bed. Let's watch that race as they dropped her down in class against state-bred allowance foes. She was able to get to the lead after breaking a beat slowly, and she just pours it on against this weak field. She set a rated pace that day, but she earned a 74 Beyer speed figure. She sprinted on home as she was supposed to after setting a rated pace. She's going to be facing older horses in this spot, and she's going to have to get away quickly from the inside post. No stutter step starts for Esplanade this time around, because if she doesn't get the lead, there's a chance she could get shuffled back and take dirt in her face. She's the horse to catch. She's the horse to beat. The number 2 is Cali Dream. This horse won the Pay the Man Stakes back in 2019, but hasn't visited the winner's circle since. She is a veteran 7-year-old. It could be racing herself back into shape as she makes her 3rd start of the form cycle. She is going to appreciate a fast pace up front. It's just that her Beyer speed figures recently pale in comparison to those of the main contenders, so she's likely going to have to go back in the Wayback Machine and find her best form if she's going to upset this field 20-1 on the morning line. Tim Ham has Valley of Moara, the number 3, and this horse is a live long shot at 8-1 on the morning line. She's coming into this race off 4 consecutive victories, 3 of them against open foes. Let's watch her last race at Mahoning Valley on April the 13th. Valley of Moara sat off a horse early, took over on the outside, turning into the stretch, and just hold sway at the wire. 70 Beyer speed figure, a career best. She showed the ability to sit off another horse. If the Timeform US pace projector is right, she'll be happy to let her uncoupled stablemate Esplanade go. She'll sit second. She'll attack on the turn. In the form she's in right now, she must be respected, and she's such a lightly raced 4-year-old that she might even have another forward move or 2 in the tank. The number 4 is Totally Obsessed, who was the champion Ohio-bred 3-year-old filly way back in 2019, and her recent form's a bit suspect. Maybe she's racing herself back into shape as she goes 3rd off of the layoff, but last time out she just didn't do much. She got caught up in an early pace battle. I didn't think the pace was overly fast, and she paid the price. Only a 29 Beyer speed figure. She obviously has run faster races than that in the past. She has a hint of early speed, but I think another fast pace might doom her to a minor award at the very best. The number 5 is Star Maybe. Star Maybe beaten last time out at odds on in her seasonal debut by Market Success, the number 6. So let's take a look at that race, because Market Success came from off the pace and won her seasonal debut. Star Maybe up front, looks like she's home. Here comes Market Success, and she is really motoring late. The 4th place finisher of this race would come back to run 3rd in a 20,000 claimer with a 61 Beyer speed figure. The race came back light. It was nice to see Star Maybe show speed in this race, and I think it was a good lung opener for her. She also has the ability to sit off of it, and I think that's got to be the tactics that are going to be employed on Friday. Plenty of speed in here. Expect Star maybe to sit and try to finish. She's won 14 times in her career. She must be respected. I would need her to drift a little bit off that 5-1 morning line. As for market success, she should be a price in here despite beating Star maybe last time out. And this is a mare that benefits from a fast pace. She'd also appreciate a wet track, and consider we're expecting some wet weather in the Cincinnati area this week. Maybe market success gets that wet track coupled with the fast pace that she needs. The 7 is Circus Rings, who was last year's champion handicap mare in Ohio. Circus Rings only has one start this year. She was beaten by Drill It. Drill It is the number 8. Let's watch Drill It defeat Circus Rings in this spot. Circus Rings finishes 6th. Drill It finishes 2nd. This was a good effort from Drill It, and the 4th place finisher would come back to win with a 73 Beyer speed figure. We see Drill It just missing by a head. There wasn't a ton of pace on in this race. I like that she almost overcame it. She did win going a mile and an 1/8 last year over muddy going, so we know she likes a wet track. Well, I think she may want a little bit more ground. Drill It. I think she's going to get the right pace setup. She's 7-2 on the morning line. It's a little light for me, but I think that she is a strong contender given the race flow. Getting back to Circus Rings for a second, she likes to be a little bit more forwardly placed, and she's done her best running at Thistledown, at Mahoning Valley, and not at Belterra. Coming up next is the number 9. That's I Recall. Let's watch I Recall's final start of 2020. This was way back in October in a mile race at Thistledown. She came from off the pace to beat open allowance horses. She's won 2 out of her last 3 races. This looks like a tough start back off of the layoff, however. Facing a lot of early speeds, cutting back in distance. I wonder if maybe these connections are going to prep her for something longer down the road. She has some potential. Keep an eye on her over the summer months. The 10 is Edge of Night. We're going to watch Edge of Night's seasonal debut. She ran 2nd in this race, a state-bred stakes race going 3/4 of a mile. Battled on the early lead as the favorite. Finished 2nd. No disgrace finishing 2nd. The winner of that race came right back to beat open level, one other than with a 70 Beyer. That horse has won 3 in a row. It was nice to see Edge of Night come back cooking. Now, she has run well sprinting, she's run well going long, and she's another horse that is adaptable to a pace standpoint. 6-1, an interesting price on the 10, Edge of Night. Love You Goodbye is the 11. Let's watch Love You Go Goodbye's most recent win at Belterra over a sloppy track. She went right to the front. She kept on going as the favorite. Lots of seconds on her resume. 7-time second from 16 lifetime starts. And she might be in chase mode with Esplanade, and if they go fast, it's possible Love You Goodbye. Even though she's sharp, and even though she's a good price, she might be the one to pay the price first. We take a look at our top picks in this race. If Esplanade breaks, I think she's going to get to the front. I think she's going to dissuade the 11, Love You Goodbye, and I think she'll assert her class in the stretch. Now, 5-2 on the morning line seems fair. I have a feeling she's going to take more money than that. I wouldn't take anything less than 2 on Esplanade. I'm also going to use the 3 in the form she's in, Valley of Moira, and the 8, Drill It, is going to be running late. 1, 3, 8, 11 for me in the Best of Ohio Diana Stakes on Best of Ohio Friday at Belterra Park. Good luck.